Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are with our Yinlin guide and showcase. We're going to be breaking her down, showing effective combos you use her in battle with her as a sub DPS and also as a main DPS. Because I believe, yes, she's quite literally that powerful where you can run her as a main DPS. Besides from her sub DPS role that she has in her kit, though. But enough talk. That was just a brief
Are you done
introduction.
staring?
She's a 5-star electric character. That's supposed to be way better with electric main DPSs like Calcharo here, and or the other guy with that little Michael Jackson top hat. But yeah, other than that, let's get into our kit and break down what she does. All right, here we are. Here's the first info of how she works. You feel free to read all of this out for yourself, but I'm just gonna break it down into simplest terms from like each one I go through. Basically, her basic attacks, you're able to perform up to 4 dealing electric damage with the little puppet she has, the little zap string. Yeah, and her heavy attack is where she's going to be able. It consumes stamina to control zap string, dealing electric damage. Obviously, yeah, and also one thing that it doesn't tell you that when you do your heavy attack, it builds up your forte circuit. But we'll get into that later. And yes, the dodge counter, pretty basic stuff that almost every character does. Okay, her skill, right? Okay, so her skill is when she goes into her execution mode, and when she pops her skill, she also fills up her forte skill by like a large amount, huge amount. When you double tap it too. Usually in combos, you just want to like double tap that and then switch off, to maximize DPS basically. And also she attacks people with the she puts the center mark on characters that deals electric damage, which is really good. And when she does use her resonant skill, magnetic roar to cast electric execution to attack the target dealing electric damage. If resonant skill lightning execution is not active in a while or this character switch, the skill will be put on cooldown. Yeah, just basic stuff. Yeah, her skill hits like really good. Has pretty good scaling too, I will say. But yeah, okay, let's get her Forte Circle, which is probably one of the more important things of her kit, right? So once her Forte Circle is full, and yeah, I explained how you can get it full by using these two. She's able to place her heavy attack is replaced with like the Carmelian Cipher, in which during when the Carmelian Cipher happens, you're able like when you're hitting the cipher works like off field, sorta. Like no, not sorta, but like yeah, it works off field to a point where it's like you can have your main DPS on field attacking while she's off field, and the cipher will proc as long as you're like hitting the enemies. Yeah, and it'll do electric damage. Yeah. What am I missing? Oh, no more attacks. Zapstream's Dance, Resonance Liberation, Thundering Wrath, and Intro Score Ruin Star will apply Cinder's Mark on a hit. Cinder Mark is removed when Yinlin assists. So basically, yeah, when you do the intro skill, she'll apply the Cinder's Mark on here, which will increase your DPS straight up. So yeah, that's just the whole basic of her Forte circuit. It's you're able to do damage even off field and on field. Yeah. Okay, I Resonance Liberation. Okay, the scaling. I forgot about that. The scaling is at least up to. It's pretty good. I would say the scaling is pretty good. That does really good damage. Okay, it's where her burst comes in. Well, not her burst, her resonance liberation. Command Zapstream to call forth thunder upon a large range, dealing electric damage. So with this This is just basically just a bunch of like free damage that you get on the ult, and which this caters more to like her personally, not like her supporting anybody or anything. And then we go to the intro skill. Command puppet's action is to attack, dealing electric damage in a large range area. So one thing this doesn't tell you is that like when you do her intro skill and this part of section, it activates her center mark too. Which yeah, it was explained in the Forte circuit, but they don't tell you in intro skill too. And also, yeah, okay. Here's the big part that what makes her really crazy. The incoming character or nearby team that activates the intro skill has their electric damage amplified by 20%, and the resonance liberation damage amplified by 25% for 14 seconds or until they are switched off the field. That's pretty insane. So for someone like Kelcharo, that's almost like a 40 to 45 damage increase, which is insane. That's crazy. Yeah, this is where she's really going to excel in that sub DPS role, having this, but she's still good even without having to run her as a sub DPS. You can run her as a main DPS. She's that strong, and also this the resonant liberation damage bonus can be used by like almost any main DPS carry. Doesn't have to be a electric character. But enough chit chat stuff about our kit. We've seen it. Uh, Next, we're gonna go on to the echoes. All right, here we are with the echoes. I'm gonna tell you guys the recommended set I think is gonna be bestest for her. That is gonna be her best slot for her is the energy regen one. Just simply because she's gonna play that sub DPS role a lot more better, and this also giving you the increased attack of the next ready rate upon using your outro skill, and also when you do tap this, if you can animate, if you're skilled enough, you can tap this animation, cancel this while this still is going off, because all this has to do is hit a person. If you're able to like hit a person, then then immediately switch back into your main DPS. This skyrockets his damage crazy amount. So yeah, that's why I think yeah, it's the best set. Why her second best set is Void Thunder. If you wanted to, I personally don't think it's that good on her. Uh, Unless you're running her on what like the fucking unless you're running her as a main DPS. But other than that, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show you another set she can use. While yeah, she can use this one. I think this is personally the worst one out of them all for her. Just for the fact that like all it does is gives yourself attack and outro skill damage. This isn't buffing you or any of your characters. This is just like a self reliant like thing where it's like, oh dude, let's just build her dude and see how much outro damage skill she does. Which no, she does damage from like everything she does. She doesn't really need this. That's not like her core kit. So yeah, that's just my opinion though on the echoes. Yeah, and in terms of like the 4-3-3-1-1 and a 4-4-1-1-1-1. Me personally, I like 4-3-3-1-1 better. That's pretty much what I'm going to use and showcase for both this set and the Voice set I'm going to run around. But I will say you can get away with 4-4-1-1-1 because for the simple fact it's much more easier to grind it, especially for early game. Straight out, especially for early game, it's just much more easier to grind. It's a lot less stressful than 4-3-3-1-1. I would know because I grinded. I grinded both. So yeah. Other than that, that's enough yapping. We're gonna get into showcasing her again. We're showcasing her best combos and stuff. And yeah, All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna show her as a main DPS on this team. I decided to rock her with Verena and Telcharo. Verena's on the rejuvenating set. I'll show you real quick right now. Whichever one's sets and builds. Redeemer's on rejuvenating healing, just to give the attack to everybody. Martevi's on fusion, even though Martevi can rock the energy regen set in here, by the way, for more damage. But I personally like him better on this set. That's just me. And I have her on Void Thunder. Actually, I forgot to switch her thing back. Hold on. Let's do that real quick. I'm not in battle. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Okay, now we have her on the full electric build. Sorry, took me a minute. I'm rocking Tempest Memphis instead of Thundering Memphis. I think that's the name of this one. Is this the correct one? Because like they have both similar names. The forecast. Yeah, I'm rocking Tempest Memphis, just because of the Q. You're able to like swap cancel this better than you would Thundering Memphis. So we'll show her against this. Show her against this boss. All right.
Leave me alone. Let's do this another way. Silence!
Do that. Switch into her.
My field of expertise. Tear them to pieces.
Oh.
Going against wind, I can use some fertilizer. I'm just low on fluids.
Tear them to pieces. My field of expertise.
Think you can leave it to me. Luminous energy.
Fury
Go
boy!
back to Martefi.
Burn to ashes!
Zap strain. This is zap strain. My field of expertise.
Back to bring us retire buff.
Let's do this another way.
Tear them
Go
to
back to Yinlin for a forte skill.
Don't blink. Be gone.
Okay, and boom, there we go. As you can see, even with the thunder resistance that guy
There's no
had,
time to waste.
Yinlin is still able to like stride and put in work as a main DPS too. So yeah, amazing, isn't she? Beautiful little queen. But doesn't matter. We'll get on to showing her as a sub DPS now. Alright, I'm gonna put her against I feel like a fight what has a lot of HP, dude. I don't even have to edit this build. I can upload this shit raw, dude, if I wanted to. Alright, guys, here we are. We're going to be fighting this dude to showcase her.
Going against wind.
And also, before I fight them, I will say, if you don't have Verena, there is another option you can use for this third slot. Which is, like, Mortefi. You can use Mortefi because there's something in his kit that he provides. Yeah, heavy attack damage amplified by 38%, which that's good for Kelchara because he does do heavy attack damage inside his ult and before he pops his ult. And after this, I'll get into her best weapons and stuff right after we do this. All right, so you drop E, Q,
Tear them
switch to
to
her,
pieces. You're not getting away.
switch to Calcharo,
Tear them to
switch back.
pieces. Time to wrap it up. My feelings are
Yep, and back to Calcharo with that. Boom.
All is fair in war.
And boom. That's the combo. You pop your third support, switch to her, be on field with her for a little bit. Pop her forte skill if you have it up. If you don't, I recommend just doing this then.
Zapstring, the stage is yours.
Switching Gacharo. Then once that forte bar skill fills up, you heavy attack. Switch. You can animation cancel heavy attack, and that heavy attack will still go off. You switch back into Yinlin, press her Q, auto attack with her for a little bit, fill her gauge, and if you have a burst, pop that. Switch right back into Gacharo. He'll pop his intro skill, and then boom. Yeah. Overall, I think she's this woman is amazing, man. She's fine. She's powerful. The whole package, straight up. All right, now we're going to get into her possible weapons and the setup and the exact setup I used. All right, here we are. So for weapons, I would say that like her best slot obviously is her signature weapon, but but there are other good options you can use like this one. When intro skills cast increases the caster's attack by 8% and HP by 10%. This is good for her. Having the extra attack does help her do more damage and helps her forte skill off skill do more damage too. Now, there's also this weapon, the variation, which this is going to be more towards her ult because it restores the Concreco energy, and also scaring with energy regen. That's going to be more with her res liberation, not her ult. Yeah, I keep saying ult. Sorry, but same thing. You know what I mean. But yeah, other 4-star options, which could be one of the 4-star ones in the selector thing in the battle pass. Also, I think it's one of these that I have. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Other than that, yeah. Yinlin feels like a complete unit, even at C0, which I have her at. Just this weapon and these little artifacts I have. I feel like she's just like the whole package complete. But hey, let me know what you guys think, man. I personally think she's fine. She doesn't need constellations. Doesn't need a weapon. Yeah. But that's gonna wrap it up for the video, man. Leave a like and sub if y'all enjoyed, cause it took me a while to
The impatient
record.
ones will fall right into our lap.
Anyways, yeah. Later. Bye. Goodbye.